Okay, I'm out here with my son Gabe. I have a little interesting testimony. There's Gabe in the background. He found something this morning. So you already got shorter to me. Okay, so Gabe and I have a little interesting story today. So what'd you do this morning, Gabe?
I kind of didn't go short because
No, not all the different stuff.
No, this actually relates to the story because
Okay.
that's why I came outside. I pretty much couldn't go to my friend's birthday party because I had to come up here. And then I was sad, so I gone outside to see the dog. And then I saw a spider web. I decided to spit on it because why not? So I can break the spider and have some fun. And then I think the spider saw it was bait and it crawled out. It was a black widow.
This week I had a pool party. Friday night I had some friends over, and so Thursday I'm out here and I'm cleaning up my backyard, and there's this gutter where Gabe is right there. There's a gutter, and it was kind of messy, and so I wanted to clean out that gutter. And so yeah, all the way I started way over there, and I was cleaning out the gutter. Oh, it starts up there, and kind of gutter runs down, and it goes down there there's a drain by the pool down there. Okay, so anyway, so there's this gutter, and I was cleaning it out, and I had done some mowing and whatever.
Let's
so
stand near the gutter.
okay, we'll stand near the gutter. Okay, so I'm in the gutter. Mine's not in the gutter. Okay, so I'm in the gutter right now, and anyway, so I was here and I was cleaning it out. It was late Thursday night. I was just skip to the chase here. And I was using water to help like flush things down and getting stuff out, and I was doing it with my bare hands. And I got to about here, and I had this very distinct impression, this very distinct voice. Some people would say I heard God. You know, that's the problem. You know, God speaks to us. How we hear Him, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we ascribe things to God that aren't God, and sometimes things that are God, we say, oh, I just felt, or my gut said, or whatever. This is difficult. Not hearing from God, but recognizing it's God, okay, and then acting on it. So the story goes, basically, I'm here, and I get this very distinct impression that stop, get your hands out of the gutter, stop cleaning the gutter, and just leave it. And then I keep going because I'm stubborn, and 20, 30 seconds, maybe a minute later, I'm moving down, and I'm about here.
Dad, can we hold these spider webs just to make sure if there's
we're going to check out the other spider webs in a second, make sure there aren't any more of these things, because what happens right here, I stop. I'm like, okay, I better listen. Maybe it's God, maybe it's not, but just getting this distinct impression, I don't want to keep going. I could get bit, something, and yeah, something, you know. Well, there are no red ants here in Tulsa, so I'm not really afraid of the ants, you know. So I'm like, okay, I'll stop. Well, this morning, that's when Gabe this morning found right here, and I'll let him tell the story.
Probably see it. You can only see it because of spit on it, pretty much. I spat on it because why not? Because that would be fun and help me relieve my sadness because it's fun. And then there used to be a huge spit block. And then pretty much, then I actually, was it? No, it was morning.
Anyway, it was this morning, right? What came out?
And then a spider, and then a black spider came out. And then I saw the red marking. It looked like an hourglass.
This is the kind of the takeaway, is God is speaking to us. We doubt ourselves a lot. I doubt myself a lot because people say, oh, God's not talking to you. And I'm like, okay, maybe He's not. Maybe I'm mishearing things. Maybe I'm crazy. You know, but at the same time, I think God, so here's my advice, and this is what I've told my kids, and this is kind of what I try to live by. If you feel like God's talking to you, He's telling you something, it could be through dreams, it could be through words, it could be through just conversations, whatever, you know, there's a lot of different ways God will communicate. So in this situation, I just had this very distinct impression that I need to get my hands out of the gutter and needed to stop. And so you can almost see where I stopped, because like here I'm cleaning the gutter, and then I kind of stop right there. As you can see all the dirt build up there, and I didn't keep going. And then this is
Now
where
we can
this
actually
is where
clean the cow
this
more.
Gabe, this is where the spider was found. So I cleaned that whole gutter all the way from here down to here, and then I stop, and less than 5 feet later, there's a black widow nest. And so,
Yeah, and there may be more black widows.
and so we're gonna look for
When
them.
there's one black widow, there's probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
21 walks that easy.
Okay, Gabriel, tell us what we were doing here.
Couldn't find black widows, and this is probably gonna be the first spot you see, but
Well, this is where the other black widow was, and I think that's the body of the other black widow, right there.
I see a snail
no,
shell.
the black widow right here. 2.
Yes.
Wow, yeah, this was a nest.
Yeah.
We need to watch arachnophobia. Okay, so we have our spray.
Widow one nearer to
There's
you.
3 black widows. Oh
Where?
my gosh, one right there. And one right there, and one right there. Choose one. This is Bug Utopia.
Well, this bug hell now.
I think I could.
But yeah, this was a black widow nest. So if I had kept with my hand, that's where I stopped with the.
Even if one didn't bite you, you will probably.
Oh, see,
God.
that one's dying there. He's hanging himself. Don't do it. Oh wait, we want to kill you instead.
I'm gonna crush them and think I'm Neil.
I'm twisted. But yeah, that is a black widow right there.
That's a
Yeah,
huge
we
one.
have a black widow nest.
Well, we did. So actually, black widows.
Hopefully, if there's 2, they haven't made an egg.
Yeah. So, but the point is this. The point is this. Okay, the point is this, is if you feel God is talking to you, a couple things. If it's going to hurt somebody, okay, then get some advice, check it, make sure. But if it's not going to hurt anybody, and it's not against the Bible, and it's not against clear things in the Bible, you know, if you feel like God's telling me to steal something, no, okay, or God's telling me to, you know, whatever. If it's clearly against the Bible, or if it's going to hurt somebody, then don't. But if it's not, then do it. If you feel God's telling you to do something, do it. And you'll kind of learn by doing. And I have had other stories, I will not recount them here, where I did not do, and God kind of gave me an impression, I felt like God was telling me to do something. I didn't listen, and it turned out very badly. And fortunately, in this situation, I did listen, and I got, you know, I don't know if I would have gotten bit by the black widow, but it would have been a possibility, and maybe, you know.
Black widows are not that fast, but
yeah, it would have hurt a lot. It
very
probably wouldn't have killed
small.
me, but it would have smarted, right? So anyway, so that's kind of listening to God, hearing God. It's hard, but at the same time, it's also something you kind of have to walk out. Just a little bit of time learning the voice of the shepherd, as Jesus says, my sheep hear my voice. So as we hear things, to walk them out, and sometimes, like in this situation, it will be confirmed. And for me, this was kind of a confirmation that I'm not crazy, or not too crazy, and that I did actually hear God, and He was warning me, and I didn't even discover the black widow. My son, I've lived here 2 years now, and I don't even pay attention to the spiders.
Probably came in,
And my
like,
son finds it, so.
Maybe the other neighbors have like
A black widow
and
farm,
hunt.
sure. So, anyway, so again, voice of God, you got to kind of walk it out. And if it's not going to hurt anybody, if it's not against the Bible, try it, see what happens, okay? And I think God will confirm it. And then sometimes you won't listen, you won't do it, and then you'll get really hurt. And that's actually a good way to learn, because it's like, oh, I should have listened. And God's patience. If you're working with Him and trying to obey, I think He'll reveal things to you, and we'll speak to you. So,
Okay, can
Shalom.
we now?
All right, Leah and Gabe, what did we find, Gabe?
Black widows. This will probably be in the video. You already know why. and how I found one black widow
Leah.
that thought to hunt. We ended up finding so much. We also
Where did
found
we find them? Show us where we found them.
all these rocks. I've picked up almost of them.
This is where we found the original one, right? And then we kind of went down here, and then under here we found a couple more.
Next time we find a black widow, we'll show it how we kill them.
I think the next time we find a black widow, we
Well,
should
could-
bring a
we could.
spider that she can fall in love with and not kill.
And then we could
Because then
swap
she
them
wouldn't be a
both.
widow anymore, and she could live happily ever after.
No, and then we could put them in, breed them, and then kill them both, and then we'll have an egg sack for points.
So breed them and kill them and get their egg sack. Oh, that's
Yeah, and
nice
then
too.
poison the egg sack. So
Why do you want to do that? So you can get lots of what?
Points.
Where?
At the Tulsa Zoo, if you, we probably will get like
We'll get a lot of points for those.
5 million.
And we don't get bits, so that's always the bonus. So we get
Yeah.
points and we don't get bits.
If we capture a live one, that'll be like the.
No, I don't think they
Bye.
want live black widows at the Tulsa Zoo. I'm guessing.
But if we find like a place that does anti-venom, black widows actually would be whacking up money actually.
Maybe.
Because if you find a poison, if you find an anti-venom place, people milk spiders so they can make anti-venom.
Hey, Gabe, why don't we go to the Tulsa Zoo tomorrow and we bring those?
And
we'll
get
do
like
it this week
5
sometime.
million points.